Today we are going to study about fortune in your hand. First, I must say that when you see good lines in your palms, it doesn't mean that you are going to be rich. It's the line only indicates that you have got the power to do something with your life. Because it depends what family you were born to, and many aspects. Okay. But let's start with some good line. When this is the lifeline, this is the headline, and this is the outline. Okay, and there is a line which is called the fate line, and it goes toward the middle finger, which is Saturn, the Saturn finger. And when you see something like that, like the M letter, I don't know if you can see that there is an M letter here, and if there is an M letter in both the hands, the right hand and the left hand, it does mean that that person is very fortunate and is probably going to get a lot of money. Especially in if somebody wants to be a writer or anything like that, is going to be very good in writing. Some other lines. There is, if you see the thumb, and there is a island, on the thumb. It does indicate a good fortune. There is sometimes some lines which goes from the bottom of this month. Okay, this month is and the line goes toward the index finger, and under the index finger there is a star. Okay, it does mean that that person is a born leader, and he will do whatever. He is going to be very fortunate. Or if there is a line there and the line goes to the month, okay, I didn't explain you, but there are some months under your finger. The best way to check whether your months are elevated, and you should take your hand and lift your hands and look and horizontally, and simply put your the hand at the same level as your eyes, and you will be able to see the months. If the months if the months look good, and it does mean that that person is going to be very fortunate. But again, all the lines in the hands are connected to each other. So if you see one sign, it doesn't mean that you are very fortunate, because you need to look at, it's like a car, an engine. Let's say that so you have just changed the belt in your engine. It does mean that that all the engine is good. It does mean that something is very good in your engine. So you need to look at all the lines in your palm to see whether you are fortunate or not. Okay, we said that okay, if a line goes from the bottom and it goes toward the Saturn, it does mean that that person is going to get a fortune from a very hard work. If the line goes to the pinky, to the little finger, okay, it does mean that that person is going to get inheritance, money from some family or something like that. And if it goes to the amount of sun, it does mean that that person is going to be very famous. He's going to be an actor or actress or something like that. Everybody is going to know about that person. And especially when you see a triangle on the month of the sun, it is a very, very good fortune. And another thing, if you see, we say that the fat line usually goes, it starts somewhere in the hand, in the middle, and it goes toward the southern line. And there is a line which called the sun line. Okay, it is as I said before, it is about somebody being famous and being very well recognized. And there is a line which called the sun line, which goes toward the ring finger. So if you see a line, okay, from the headline, and that line crosses the line, the sun line, it does mean that that person is going to be very, very rich. Is going to be very rich, is very famous. Okay, what else? Okay. In general, when you see somebody and he got gaps between his finger, it does mean that that person cannot keep the money in, and is going to spend it. And but the gap should not be so tight, because it does mean that that person is very stingy and is not going to be giving any money to charity or anything like that. And it's the same with the thumb. If the thumb is very flexible, it does mean that that person would not be able to keep money, and it should be like something in the middle. It should not be so tough, but it should be like in the middle, because if you see a thumb and you cannot move it at all, it does mean that that person is stingy and is not going to give any money to charity, and is going to be like a very bad temper too. Under the thumb, we say that there is an island, and also if there are many vertical, horizontal line, and the end of the thumb, it does mean that there is a good fortune. Also, if the Jupiter finger, the index finger, is longer than the ring finger, it does mean that that person is a leader. And especially when you see a triangle under this finger, it does mean that that person is going to be very successful with everything he does. Okay, I think I finish for today, and please leave some comments. Bye bye.